Hello everybody and welcome back to Mutti Plays Pokemon Crystal version. Today we are going to start off revisiting this guy who lives in Cyanwood City to return his Shucky to him, because after a while of him trusting you with his Shuckle, he is gonna want it back, because, well, he didn't ask for you to take it forever. He just wanted you to keep an eye on it for a while until he was sure it was safe to keep his Shuckle. But now that we are done with that, since Cyanwood City is so close to where that Shuckle guy was, let's explore the Whirl Islands to catch ourselves a legendary Pokemon! Woo! Alright, and as you can see, every cave is pitch black, so you're gonna need a Pokemon with flash if you want to be able to see, especially if you're playing the original Gen 2 versions. Now, it's a fairly, what word do I want to describe it? Well, there's not actually much to the dungeon itself. The trick is more so in finding the right entrance, because there's 4 different places you can enter the dungeon from, but only one of them even leads you to the path that will take you to Lugia, and even then it's presented in a way where even if you do choose the right way, you could end up screwing yourself over by choosing the wrong path to jump down. And looks like we exhausted that path. Let's see, how many have we been to? We have been to 1 island, and this is second of them. And let's see now, the first island I visited, I believe, was the island that is closest to Cyanwood City. So on Route 41 it would be on the bottom left. I do believe this is the bottom right island. So let us make our way to the next island, hopefully the top right, and yep, top right it is. Each of the islands is blocked by a whirlpool, so you're going to have to also bring a Pokemon that knows Whirlpool, and Surf, and Waterfall later on. Which reminds me, one thing in future generations, you need Waterfall just to descend the waterfall. Where, in past generations you only needed the HM in order to ascend the waterfall. And this is the right island. The top right will take you to the path to Lugia, but thankfully I had the luck of going the wrong way first so that I could show off the rest of the island before I got to the big guy, resting deep at sea. And since I'm at it, one last thing you were going to want before you enter Whirl Islands is a rainbow wing. In Silver, you can get the rainbow wing by completing the Team Rocket radio tower invasion plot thread. In Gold and Crystal, you have to wait all the way till Pewter City in order to get the Silver Wing. Now, one thing to note, in the older versions of this generation, Ho-Oh and Lugia each had their own signature move, but if you were playing the version where you had to wait all the way to Pewter City to get the wing that would trigger their battle, they would be at such a high level that they would have forgotten their signature move, which really sucks. Since back in Gen 2 there was no such thing as a mover learner. So if you wanted a Lugia with Aeroblast, you had to get a silver version, and if you wanted a Ho-Oh with Sacred Fire, you needed a gold version. But thankfully the remakes fixed that. I do believe that both of the birds have their signature moves without not having them. I forgot where I was going with that. But this is the last island, I believe the top left, and just going to explore some final nooks and crannies before I finally make my way back to the path to Lugia. Alright, and now we are done with that. Time to warp. And instead of taking the bottom route, which possibly looked more attractive due to the item, we go to the top route, go to this ladder, and avoid a wild encounter. And we go all the way over to this ladder. One item over here. Oh, a bit of a note. If you're trying to use this playthrough as a guide for the remakes, I will tell you that the layout is altered enough that you should not depend on this particular part for a guide through the Whirl Islands. Trust me, it's a bit too different to be completely reliable. And if we go in this cave, it's a neat little cavern, and there he is. Quick little save. And in this version, when you fight a legendary Pokemon, you just hear the regular old wild Pokemon encounter. But here, I'm gonna be nice enough, and I'll give you what the remakes decided to give us instead. So I do hope you enjoy. And here, at level 60, we see Lugia. It is a psychic flying type, so it is weak to electric, ice, rock, ghost, and dark attacks. So it might be helpful to bring one of those. And since it's a legendary Pokemon, its catch rate is going to be insanely low, so I suggest that you also have a Pokemon with a status inflicting move. My favorite is Paralyzation, because it doesn't wear off, and it doesn't diminish the Pokemon's HP over time. Now, things to keep in mind while you're fighting Lugia. It will know the moves Gust, Recover, Rain Dance, and Hydro Pump, but this likely only applies in Crystal version, possibly in Gold version as well. I do not remember the moveset that it had in Silver or Soul Silver. But if you're playing a Silver, it would definitely have Aeroblast on its arsenal. And I personally prefer the Gen 2 version of Aeroblast because it uses this sound effect that I believe is the same as sound effect they use for Hyper Beam, and it just makes it sound so much cooler when Lugia uses it. But now that we have captured Lugia, time to get out of this cave. And Thankfully, the designers decided to give us this nice little shortcut, which will take us over here, and then we have to surf over here, and up this ladder, and up that ladder, and oh my gosh, so many. But if we go through there, we will be in a place that's quite familiar. So, that is all for now. I will see you guys next time as I capture the remaining 2 dogs and then Ho-Ho. See you guys then!